Dr. Lonny back with another episode of Good Soap Sense Co. And today we're going to talk about making coffee soap. Now, you may recall the cold process like soap mold that I made, and we'll point to that video here in the comments for this video. But if you remember that, what I did with that is I really wanted to make a coffee um, soap bar with two-tone colors with ground coffee inside of it, with a 1 cent in the bottom half of the bar and another cent in the top half of the bar. And it came out great. So what I want to do here is kind of walk through the steps that I went through in making that. And we're going to cover it from A to Z. So stay tuned. I love to hear your comments, questions. Even if you have a question on my Boston Scally caps, my mustache, whatever. I'd love to engage with you and talk about all things soap or anything else that is of worthy of discussion. So hang tight and hope you enjoy it. As always, please like and subscribe. That would be awesome. I appreciate your patronage. So to make the coffee soap, we start out with this mold that I made. I will point to the video where we posted how this was made using 3D printer and silicone rubber. I have this divider here which separates the bottom from the top, so I can pour the bottom first, let it set up, remove the divider, then pour the top half. So for the bottom half, we're going to go with this color soap. And then for the top half, we're going to go with this color soap. This is remnants from an earlier um, soap that I made. And we're going to use goat's milk soap as the base. And I'm going to infuse that with ground coffee. Then we're going to add just a little color to the bottom half with this mica coffee color that I got off Amazon. Been happy with that, but I also like Mad Mica, so they both work well. And then for the bottom, we're going to use this coffee bean scent from Nature's Oil. Several great coffee fragrance oils out there. And then this one that I recently got from Sensory called Coffee plus Milk Clouds. This is just so good. It's kind of a Turkish mocha scent, kind of a stronger scent. So we'll use that for the top half. So I'm going to go ahead and we're going to work on the bottom half first. So I'm just going to put about a teaspoon of coffee grinds in there. I'm going to add some of this goat's milk that I've already cut up. I'm going to go ahead and melt that down, mix it up. I'm just going to add just a touch, not much, just a touch of this coffee mica and then the coffee beans scent. And we'll be right back with the pour. All right, so we have all the ingredients mixed together. I'm just going to stir them up. I used a microwave for this because it's just a single soap. I do have a coffee warmer insulator, which I love for larger batches, but for this, I just use a microwave. So we're going to go ahead and let that cool down a bit. 141. We like to get it around 130. This is a heat gun that I got off Amazon. Really happy with this. I will post the link to that on in the description as well. So let's go ahead and get that down to about 130. And the reason why we want to get it lower is so the coffee grounds don't settle to the bottom of that soap. We want them to stay suspended throughout the soap.
And to do that, we need to cool down the soap. This is a trick that I learned off of a soapers forum that I'm part of. I will also provide the link for that. They've been just such a positive group to be part of, and been willing to share their experiences, especially for this application in the melt and pour soap specialty. So, and that is a private group, but you can ask to join. Okay, 134. So we're getting pretty close here. And if any leaks under the separator, that's okay. It's not a big problem, because what I do is after it sets up and cools, I'll just break it off the other side and we're good to go. So I'm going to go ahead and pour this now. All right. Probably could have added just a little bit more but for purposes of this video, I think that's good. And as you can see, we're just getting a little leakage. I'm just going to push down on that separator just a little bit while that sets up. Make sure no more of that leaks. All right. Well, we'll be back with the top half. Hang on. All right. So the bottom half is set up. You see we had just a little leakage. And like I was saying, let me turn that into the light here. If you just, that should just come right out like that. So it's not a problem. And then we want to go ahead and just bend out that separator. Easier said than done with one hand. So let me go ahead and pause this. All right, so that came right off. A nice clean edge. The next soap is poured and cooling. Again, we want to keep it relatively cool to allow those coffee grinds to suspend in the soap. I also like to spray some alcohol in there, and that helps with the two soaps to bind together as they pour. So it'll just come right up to the level of the other soap. Put some alcohol on that. Let them set up. We'll demold, and we'll see the back end of the process, which is the shrink and wrap and the label.
All right, so we've made the soap, and the final steps are to shrink wrap it and label it. So I've already shrink wrapped it. I'll post a link to the shrink wrap wrappers that I got off of Amazon, as well as the heat gun that I use to seal those shrink wraps, and of course the sealer. So 3 items there in shrink wrapping. I'll post the links to those. It's pretty straightforward. So that will not be part of this video, but maybe we'll do it as another video. What I wanted to do at the end of this lesson is show you how I make a label. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen, and we're going to open up Microsoft Word, which I use frequently. You may have another word processor or image manipulator, whatever, but I like to use Word for my labels. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to insert picture that's on my computer from my logos file, and I'll show you what these are here in just a bit. All right, so one of them is the front label, and the other one is the back label with the ingredients on it. So we're going to go ahead and print those. The graphic here was AI generated, so I was able to do that. And then I was able to build these elements using the Polish app on my phone. So I built those on Polish on my phone, and then I sent it to my computer via Dropbox and imported it here into Word. So we're going to go with this, and I'm going to change the sizing to fit the soap bar, which is going to be 2 by 1.5 inches. Right, and then we're going to do the same thing for this one. I have to take off the aspect and relative ratio sizes because when I start changing dimensions, it will change everything to keep it in sync. So we want to avoid that. All right, so we have these. I'm going to go ahead and duplicate these because I hate wasting a sheet on just a couple of images. So we're going to go ahead and copy that. And let's see, let's go to the end of that. Let's go over one, move that down, and then add a couple more. I'll add 5. And to conserve space on the sheet, what I like to do is change the margins. This isn't an academic paper, so we don't have to worry about how wide the margins are. All right, so that will be enough for 5 soaps, and we'll take up about half a sheet. So with those made, then all I have to do is print it on my printer. You can use whichever ink you like. I like to use non-liquid ink so that it doesn't run off the paper when it gets wet. And that's ink that you would typically find maybe in a laser printer. On an inkjet printer, though, if you keep it black, the black ink is typically not the water soluble ink that runs. So it's only if you get colors in there that typically becomes a problem. You can also use vinyl stickers. What I use is just a sticky backed paper. I'll go ahead and stop sharing here so I can show this to you. But this is just a sorry, yeah, it's going to be tough with this. But it's just a regular white sheet. You can see one side's glossy, the other side isn't. One side you print on, the other side you peel back and it sticks. So I'll print these off and cut them up, and we'll come right back showing you the application to the soap, and then we'll wrap it up. Thanks again. Please like and subscribe. I appreciate it. Take care.
All right, so here's our labels printed. You can see we had 5 each, and here's the soap. So I'm just going to go ahead and cut out 1 each. We'll apply them, and we'll be right back, show you how they look. All right, and here's how it turned out. Now that looks really nice. I really like that. What do you think? Now I could use pre-cut labels like on an Avery label maker or something like that, but for this, since I don't do high volumes, just cutting these out are good. I also have clear labels that I can use, but for this I wanted to make them more visible, so I think the white turned out better. And you can also see that this is in shrink wrap, and I mentioned the supplies to do that. So here's my shrink wrap sheets, here's my heat gun, and here's my sealer. I will post links to all of these as well as to the paper that I used for this in case you want to go out and get those yourself. So thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Please, as always, like and subscribe to this channel. Ask me any questions that you have on what we went through, and I'd be happy to do my best to answer those. Take care.